Okay, YouTube. Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt in Babylon, guys. Movie news. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Mirror Domain's Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Lily James in a rom-com, Kraven the Hunter, villains. Which ones can we possibly see in that movie? Beverly Hills Cop 4, see some familiar faces returning, and that's really cool. But we start off today by talking about Brad Pitt in Babylon. First look at Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Diego Calva, and more in Damien Chazelle's Babylon, due out this December, guys. And what this movie is, stellar cast. Damien Chazelle, great director from La La Land. We got some first images. And let me just tell you what this movie's about here. It's a period piece in Hollywood where it was that transition from silent films into sound films, into what they call talkies, right? So, very interesting subject matter. Damien Chazelle is going to helm this with Brad Pitt, and there he is looking there. And it's going to be like the transition of the industry. And I hope it's going to follow some of the maybe same kind of themes that Downton Abbey, A New Era, last year did, because that's sort of what that movie was about. And I like Downton Abbey. They were making a movie at Downton, and it was silent at first, and then all of a sudden they had to make it a movie with talking and dialogue, which was a huge challenge for them, which made the movie a whole lot of fun. And they went through some of the challenges of some of the actresses who were in the silent films that couldn't talk, couldn't speak, so they addressed that kind of stuff. And I'm hoping this movie Babylon is going to be expanding on that, because with this cast, Margot Robbie there, ooh, wow, yeah, that's cool. So, looks like it's going to be a very extravagant thing. This first look is from Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Cool. And it's going to have Tobey Maguire in it. Doesn't he look evil here? Man, who's he going to play? Is he going to be like... we'll take a look at the IMDb, and maybe it'll tell us who he is, because, man... these production photos look sharp. They look fantastic. Babylon, guys. Damien Chazelle. He says in a quote here, it was definitely the hardest thing I've done, just the logistics of it, the number of characters, the scale of the set pieces, the span of time that the movie charts. It all conspired to make it particularly challenging, but it was a challenge that was pretty exciting to take on. So he was passionate about it. This is something that he really wanted to do. So this is going to be probably making its circuit around the festivals now here in the fall. But Babylon, December 25th, 2022, limited release, and then expanding January 6th, 2023. So it's one of those movies. They shoehorn it in for a week here in 2022 to get it in for the award season, and then get that back. But some of these images, it's cool, man. It's cool. Yeah, Brad Pitt there. Looks like he's, yeah. Well, it's Brad Pitt. Let's take a look at the IMDb for this. Set in Hollywood during the transition from silent films to talkies, focusing on a mixture of historical and fictional characters. All right. So, okay. Oh, we got some more shots there. There's Toby on the set there. Okay, so let's take a look and see if there's any... Oh, Olivia Wilde's in this. Well, she's the talk of the town recently, right? Cool. So Brad Pitt plays Jack Conrad, Margot Robbie's Nellie Leroy. Oh, who's Tobey Maguire playing? Because I get the impression from some of those photos that he's playing... What were some of the... Lon Chaney, maybe? Could he be playing like a version of Lon Chaney? Because Lon Chaney was that... he was like Phantom of the Opera. Where's that picture of, and he did the silent films, but he was like he could just transform. And there's just something about that. Just, I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm getting, because it said there on the IMDb historical, yet fictionals. Ooh, Eric Roberts is in this. Cool. Cool. Always cool to see Eric Roberts pop up. Catherine Waterston. She was in Alien Covenant. And, well, nothing much happened to her after that. But she's a good actress, and I wish we saw more of her. Lucas Haas. Flea's in this. Cool. And we just saw him in the Obi-Wan series. So Flea. And he's a good actor, too. He's the bassist. Everybody knows he's the bassist from Red Hot Chili Peppers. But, I mean, come on. He's also a good actor. Yeah. He was Needles in Back to the Future. I mean, come on. He's been acting here and there, on and off again. Spike Jonze is in this, really? But interesting cast. Interesting time period. And it's going to be helmed by Damien Chazelle. Images, guys, this looks great. I like what I'm seeing. Clark Gable. Wait, hold on. While most characters in Babylon are fictional, the movie will take inspiration from real life. Okay, from real life. Jack Conrad, described as uber movie star, inspired such legends as John Gilbert, Clark Gable, okay, and Douglas Fairbanks. He's reaching a point in his life, in his career, where he's starting to look back and starting to wonder what's ahead. Chazelle revealed. Okay, that's cool. Our Glass Vikings in live chat says, I was going to say it looks 1920s, the mustache and cigarettes give it away. Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's when they transitioned, right? Late 20s to early 30s is when it happened. Brad looks like a Clark Gable type. Well, yeah, that's exactly what they're going for. And, well, Brad Pitt could definitely pull that off. Toby could be Bela Lugosi iteration. It could be. There's something about... This is something, I don't know. Just maybe it's just the expression on his face and the slicked hair back there. It looks, yeah, interesting. But that's Brad Pitt and Babylon, guys, in the cast. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. All right, guys, if you like how I go through these stories, just in a quick little manner, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, because it really helps out the channel. We do a daily movie news show, 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, and there are all my social media handles that you can follow me on. We do the pre-show on Instagram, and the post-show on Facebook Live there for you guys. With that being said, let's continue on with some of these stories, guys. Spitgate, Harry Styles Spitgate continues. Well, we got a response there from the representatives of Harry Styles. So let's talk about that, because that was the big story yesterday. Harry Styles did not... Oh, hey, Variety, what are you doing? Harry Styles did not spit on Chris Pine, rep confirms. This is a complete fabrication. No, guys, if you saw my shorts yesterday, I put out 2 versions because of the algorithms. They like the shorter versions. And I wish people could sit through a 26-second video of me explaining what's going on and stuff. But they prefer the 6-second version, and that got like 8,000 views. Now, it was doctored, my version, because I actually put in the sound effects of him making the spitting noise. That's not the original video. And okay, fine. If he didn't spit on it, it definitely looked like he did. We saw it from other angles, though. If he did spit on him, it was so fast. And why didn't anybody else say anything? It was just a fun story. Like, this is something that doesn't really need to be... I need to come out and say, ooh, this is the correction. This is the story correction. No. Because even if he did spit on him, of course the representative is going to come out and say, no, he didn't. But it just kind of... it's still... This is what people are talking about. And they're not talking about Don't Worry, Darling, directed by Olivia Wilde. So it's kind of stealing the thunder of that movie, which I think, some people say, well, you can't really see him spit, but something happens there. Something happened. I don't know, maybe if something just fell. It was like the timing of it just looked awfully suspicious. I'm not going to commit and say that he did, because if he didn't, fine. It's just something that we had fun with, and sadly, it is taking away from the the limelight that Don't Worry Darling should be getting, because you hear that Florence Pugh is good in it. And I want to see what Chris Pine is doing in this, because apparently he's playing like a very villainous type character. Now, I'm not going to replay the video, guys, because it's up on the channel right now. You can see my little clip of it. Hey, it's gotten some traction, got us some views, but it is the talk of the town. And Don't Worry Darling opens up in September 23rd here in major theaters across North America. So did Harry Styles just spit on Chris Pine? And this is the one that's everybody's been running with. So the, yeah. Did he or didn't he? Of course, people have to come out and say, no, he didn't. And I'm sure even Chris Pine himself would come out and say, even if he did, I'm sure Chris Pine would come out and say, no, he didn't. Because he plays ball. He's a true professional. And Harry Styles, if he did or didn't, it doesn't. I think the fans of Harry Styles, they don't care. It's not going to ruin his image. The only thing that is really kind of, as I said, the biggest thing that's it's taking away from is people talking about the quality of Don't Worry Darling, because they're more talking about what's going on behind the scenes. Do these two hate each other? Do Harry Styles and Chris Pine loathe each other? You hear that Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh don't like each other. It's kind of like, oh my God. Like Olivia Wilde must just be pulling her hair out with all of these stories that are coming out now. It's not good press. But, hey, some people will be talking about it, and in some way, you know, you got to say that old adage, even bad press is good press, or is that true? Is it true in this case? Let me know what you think about it. And Spitgate in the comments below. Arglass Viking says, the camera never lies. Chris Pine's reactions seem to suggest otherwise. Yeah, the suggestion, like if you watch it a couple times, you realize something fell on him. Or was it the spit? Was it spit, or is it just, you know, a piece of confetti or something that was falling from the ceiling? Something happened there. It's not a huge deal, but let's just continue on with a little bit about Harry Styles, because a trailer dropped for his upcoming movie, My Policeman. And I didn't put this in the show notes there on the side because it's for Amazon Prime, My Policeman. And basically, he plays like a gay policeman or something, and he gets outed, and I think it's a period piece, so it's kind of like, okay, yeah. Now I watched this trailer, and I gotta tell you, like, I'm still hesitant about the quality of his acting, because we've read the quotes the other day too, where he's kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing with acting. You know, I don't know what I'm just trying to have fun on the set and stuff like that, and it's kind of fun to play in other people's worlds. So I was kind of waiting for Don't Worry Darling to be the measuring stick of him. Does he really want to be an actor? So he's just kind of experimenting with it right now. He doesn't need to be an actor. He's already got a successful music career, but hey, if you want to dabble in other mediums as an artist, I got no problem with that. But the trailer, it does look like perhaps maybe there's a few scenes. To think about it. There's a few scenes that maybe could have him in a few scenes that look okay, but mostly the trailer ends with like, well, it has got like a montage of people just looking serious. Right. You'll see what I mean. Yeah. So yeah, My Policeman. So we'll have to see how this pans out. If people like it or not. It's a bold choice for him to play this, because you know, people just wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not gonna put my foot in my mouth with this, but October 21st on Amazon Prime. A beautifully crafted story of forbidden love, changing social conventions. Sorry. All right, My Policeman follows three young people: policeman Tom, teacher Marion, and museum curator. All right, so there you go. He falls in love with a museum curator, and I'm sure he's probably married, because it's a period piece, married to a woman, and it's all about that kind of a struggle. Ooh, good locations too. All right, but that's my policeman, Harry Styles. Let's move on to Rosario Dawson. I like this story. Rosario Dawson had a interview out on Hollywood Reporter where she talks about some of her upcoming roles. Talks about heartbreaking Clerks 3. That's the one that I want to know about. An unfinished business with Marvel. What could that be about? And of course, we saw the quotes there the other day about Ahsoka. And she talks about a number of things in this interview. So I'll just pull a few things that I got out of this. It's a good read up on Hollywood Reporter. I recommend if you are a big fan of Rosario Dawson, which I am, go check it out because it's a good read. Let's talk about Clerks 3. Okay, so we know that she was going to be married to Dante or something like that, right? She was pregnant at the end of Clerks 2, so it would make sense that she's in it, but we didn't see her in the teaser for Clerks 3, which is out now in September here, so it's just in a little while. TMTJ Gaming says, hi sir, in the live chat. Hey man, how's it going? But Smith's had a heart attack. Okay, so Kevin had a version of Clerks 3 script floating around. He had written it a few years ago, but it ended up not happening, which was devastating. And then he had a heart attack. We almost lost him, Dawson tells Hollywood Reporter. But he put the whole experience into this Clerks 3, and he brought Becky back in a very controversial way. Why is it controversial? I thought you and her and the main character were going to get together and they told each other that they loved each other at the Clerks 2. What are you talking about? But it was heartbreaking, and it also just felt really special and important and magical. Oh, that's a bummer, because I liked the chemistry between her and the main character, Dante, in Clerks 2. I thought they had good chemistry. So, but if you know the Dante character, he's always been floundering between his love interests. Clerks 3 comes out, guys, this month, so if I can, it sounds like it's going to be a small release, so hopefully at least the indie theater that plays smaller films will play Clerks 3, and I'll go check it out this month if I can get a viewing of it for sure. So she wants to talk about the MCU coming back for Daredevil Born Again, Daredevil. So yeah, I'd be super curious. I'm just so stoked for everybody, though. It's been a long time coming. I was really excited to know that all 4 of our shows actually part of the MCU now, with Charlie Cox, D'Onofrio coming back into these different projects. So yeah, she wants to come back in the MCU as Daredevil in the Daredevil. So that's cool. That's cool. And then it just goes back and forth with stuff. Yeah, okay, so she is going to be in Clerks 3. We can see them there. That's the older Dante there. And I guess she's still working at the movies. Okay. Well, she was the manager there, so that's cool. Oh, yeah, there she is on set. Yeah, Dante, Randall, Elias. Okay. So we're going to have to see how that all pans out. It looks like maybe they're not going to be together. Bummer. We'll have to, yeah, Clerks 3. I'm very curious about it. And then finally about this article, one last thing. She says something about Sin City. And she didn't like her Sin City costumes. Yeah, Sin City. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her because I don't know what Rodriguez was thinking, Robert Rodriguez. Rosario Dawson is one of the most beautiful women out there, and what do they do in Sin City? They put this thing on her head, and she didn't like it. Yeah, no kidding, she didn't like putting that thing on her head. Well, seriously? All right, if you like the Sin City movies, okay, fine, but I mean, come on, the costumes for her were not that great. And then she went on and talked about that Ahsoka quote that we saw yesterday, saying that it was super amazing and stuff like that. They're still filming it. They got a couple months to go. It was cool that she had to learn some martial arts for Ahsoka series. So it's filming now, and we're going to talk about some more Star Wars stuff here in a bit. But I just wanted to make sure I tied this into the Rosario Dawson story. Cool interview there up on Hollywood Reporter. Recommend that you check it out. All right. The end we start from. The end we start from. What's this about? The end we start from. So, Benedict Cumberbatch and Mark Strong join cast of Jodie Comer thriller The End We Start From. First look image revealed. And it's just her there. But if Benedict Cumberbatch is coming on, that's cool. Mark Strong, he was the villain in Kick-Ass, and he was in The Kingsman, 1917. So what's this about? What's this about? The End We Start From is billed as a powerful, hopeful story about the trials and joys of new motherhood in the midst of devastating floods that swallow up the city of London. Ooh, so it's kind of like maybe like post-apocalyptic or something like that? Cool. Well, not cool for the city of London, but I mean, I like the scenario here. Let's take a look at the IMDb. That's right here. Yeah, a woman who, along with her newborn, try to find their way home as environmental crisis that submerge London in floodwaters and sees a young family torn apart in the chaos. Okay. Mahalia Bello directs. Catherine Waterston. Oh, that's a weird. So her name has popped up twice. She's going to be in Babylon, we just saw. Mark Strong. We don't see that Cumberbatch is on the IMDb yet, but I'm sure that'll change in a day or so. Joel Fry, Gina McKee, Jodie Comer. I like her. I like her work. She was cool in Free Guy. And Benedict Cumberbatch. Thriller. The Flooding of London. Very interesting. Very cool. Alright guys, you're watching Movie News here, and if you don't know how this channel works, we do a whole bunch of things. We just not only do the movie news here daily at 12 p.m. Eastern, we got a number of things that we do here too. We do full live watch-alongs for series like She-Hulk. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing episode 4. 1:30 p.m. is when these things happen, guys. 1:30 p.m. Eastern. We do House of the Dragon on Mondays. Episode 3 was a lot of fun, guys. Full live watch-along, so you guys can participate in the live chat and yeah, talk with me about how these episodes go down. Rings of Power is on Friday. Episode 3 this Friday, guys. I know that this reception to it has been mixed, but I've been kind of enjoying Rings of Power. And then on Saturdays, we do the Horror Weekly Roundup, where we talk about all the big movie news, horror headlines that have dropped. And I find that show a lot of fun because horror is one of my favorite genres. And of course, then we do the movie news 5 times a week. So you're going to find something here that you like on the channel. We also do like full movie watch-alongs for the things like Predator, Prey, X, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You're going to find lots of fun things here on this channel. So I hope you are intrigued and subscribe because we do a lot of live stuff. It's very interactive. You guys can participate in a live chat, and I will try to get back to you as quickly as I can with all the comments and such. But yeah, that's what you're going to find here on Mirror Domains Movie News. All right, let's take some live comments here. A little S&M cosplay never hurt anyone. Yeah. Arglass says in the live chat, The End We Start From, mostly a documentary then. Why, is London getting some flood? I know that it rains there a lot. But let's talk about the other big story of the day, Beverly Hills Cop 4, which is going to be called Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. The plot is unknown. It's shooting right now. And we got some behind-the-scenes set photos that reveal some familiar faces returning. So that's cool. Set photo reveals more original movie characters. And it looks like Judge Reinhold and John Ashton are going to be returning. That's cool. Because they were in the first 3, right? I think they were just cameos in the third one, though, weren't they? It's been so long since I've seen the third one. It was not that good when I first saw it. But let's take a look at this behind-the-scenes photo. There they are. Cool. Taggart looks like he's been... well, it looks like he's been about the way he should be. Reinhold's got the very dad body going on there. Or, so I'm sure that these guys are just going to be in a cameo capacity. For some reason, I thought Ashton here, John, I thought he had passed away, but I guess maybe I got my reports mixed up. But hey, if they're going to be back in Beverly Hills Cop, that's cool. Now, as you saw on the IMDb, the plot is rather unknown. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. I'll keep my ear to the ground. And I think this is going to a streaming service. It's not going to be up on for theatrical release. Paramount Plus has the original trilogy right now. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. What do you guys think about this image of Judge Reinhold and John Ashton back? I think that's cool. Yeah. Because, you didn't know if they were going to come back or not, or, what this plot's going to be about. But it looks like maybe, because these guys, they would have to be retired now in the force, right? So, you would think that Foley would be retired by now. But it's going to be cool. And I hope they don't make the Star Wars mistake. I hope they get the three of them on screen together at the same time. Yeah, that would be cool. Cool, man. Let's take a look at the IMDb here quickly. Because as I said, the plot's unknown. It's in production. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's going to be in this too? Cool. Paul Reiser. So the cast is rounding out nicely. We saw that Taylor Page is going to be in this. Wow. Yeah. And I hope it's not going to be in the form of, I heard that Coming to America 2 was bad, so I never checked it out, which is a bummer because I really like the first Coming to America. I hope it's not along those lines. I hope Beverly Hills Cop gets that mix right. They don't make it too much like a farce. They got to take it seriously with some comedy in there, take it more of it on the dramatic backbone, because I think that's what really made the first one work. Yeah. So I hope they go that route. Our Glass Viking says in the live chat, I wish these three Beverly Hills guys got back together sooner. Great to see them all on the same. I'm guessing the plot will be more investigate sleuth and less action. Maybe. My guess is that somewhere in the story, he'll go to these guys again for advice or tips to point him in the right direction to solve the case. I don't think they'll come out and help him in the end. Maybe. Who knows? Coming to America was 2 hours of my life. I ain't getting back. Woeful, says Artglass. Yeah. So I hope they're not going to go with that route. But cool. They're back. What do you guys think about that? Beverly Hills Cop 4. Or Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley, as it's going to be called. Once the synopsis drops, I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. All right. Kraven the Hunter is wrapped now. And it's coming out in January, guys. Kraven the Hunter with Aaron Taylor Johnson. And Kraven's spoiled twist means 4 characters could be the movie's villain. Now, I'm not going to talk about the twist because we don't even have a teaser for this yet. We have seen set photos of him running, and that's about it. But I just wanted to look at this because I don't know much about, I thought the villain for Kraven would have been Spider-Man. But, well, let's see what this article is saying about some of the potential villains, because I'm guessing this is going to set up to him, realizing that he's got the talent for hunting down people, and then he'll I'm hoping the post-credit scene will be something like he sees footage of Spider-Man and says, I gotta hunt that guy, because that's what we want to see, right? And I hope they make him the bad guy. Don't make him I hope they don't go the Morbius route. Make him a bad guy. The Venom route, the Morbius route, no. And I'm sure that's the way they're going to go. So I'll prepare myself for that when it comes January time. But I don't know any of these villains, but I thought it was an interesting look anyway, because if you're looking forward to Kraven, this article up on Screen Rant does tease some potentials. Some of them I've heard of, some of them not, like Tarantula. I think I've vaguely remember something about that. TMNTJ Gaming says Sony wastes their money in Spider-Verse live action. But that's the thing, is that these are Spider-Man villains, and you're not going to have any reference to Spider-Man. It's a bummer because they cut out all Spider-Man references from Morbius except for having Vulture come down at the end, but it's not the Vulture from the Tom Holland universe. It's a Vulture from a different universe. It's just got all mixed up. And I hope Kraven doesn't fall into the same thing, and I hope Madame Web doesn't fall into the same thing. But Kraven the Hunter, what do we got here? Tarantula could be a villain in this movie. Gibbon could be a villain in this. But what do you see in here? You see these villains all fighting Spider-Man. Sturgeon. Or Stegron. Sorry. Stegron. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they're going to go with the mutant route, though. With the mutation route. I think they're still going to try to keep it somewhat grounded, even though that Morbius was sort of a mutation. But I don't think they're going to go to like the lizard type of grandiose kind of mutation. I think they're going to try to have some kind of grounded response to it. Puma, or is it Puma? How do you pronounce it? Could be possibly in this. But if you're interested in Kraven, you might want to check this article out on Screen Rant. We just saw Aaron Taylor Johnson in Bullet Train, and he was fantastic in that. And I think he's a great actor. So I hope that he hunts down some villain in this, and then just gets that blood boiling in him that he wants to prove himself by facing off against Spider-Man, that he could take him down. That's what I want to see. Yeah, the timeline's a mess, TMT J. says. Yeah, Morbius really screwed things up. Hourglass Vikings says maybe Kraven is going to be the Black Adam of the MCU, the anti-hero like Venom. Maybe. Because does he want to kill Spider-Man, or does he just want to prove that he can get him, kind of thing, right? We'll have to see. Let's see what they're doing with Sony. And guys, if it's coming out in January, we got the end of September, October, November, December. So we're like just under 4 months now away from this release. So I would expect a trailer by the end of this month or a teaser of some kind for Kraven, and then we'll get an inkling as to who these villains are. Right now, it's still up for speculation, and I read it, so I thought that would be worthwhile bringing to your attention. All right, we got a few trailers to go through here now, guys. Mila Kunis is going to be in Mila Kunis' Perfect Life is Unraveling in Netflix movie trailer. So this is a movie coming out on Netflix based on a novel by Jessica Knoll. Luckiest Girl Alive. Now I watched this trailer, and it's actually kind of dark. And because I like Mila Kunis, I think she's a good actress. And when I was watching this trailer, it's kind of like she's built up this career for herself and had a lot of success. She's married to, I guess a good-looking guy. And what gives that away is that she's walking along the street here, and some other girls look at him, and she kind of looks back at them, kind of like, yeah, I'm with this guy, not you. So you kind of got the impression that she's kind of not bigoted, but she's proud of her station in life. And then I guess some mysteries of the past start emerging, where this teacher shows up, and I guess there are some allegations of, and I think this is supposed to be her as younger in high school. I guess something happened where she was involved with some weird stuff. Hold on, let's take a look at what the IMDb synopsis says. What the? That's not what I want. I guess I don't have the IMDb up. Okay, so it says here, a stylish and successful magazine editor whose life appears to be the embodiment of perfection. However, just as she prepares to tie the knot with the man of her dreams, her world is shaken by the appearance of a documentary filmmaker looking to dig up a shocking childhood event. So it's going to be like time jumping. flashbacks, and I think this is supposed to be the younger version of her, which doesn't look like her, but that's okay. And yeah, so I don't know if she was involved in some murder or, you know, some kind of false accusations that ruined somebody's career. But it looks like Mila Kunis is going to some dark places in this one. And it's going to be on Netflix. So if you're curious about this, I like the teaser. This trailer for it.
Has made claims against you. Don't talk about what happened that night.
Yeah. So something happened that night.
You're seriously trying to threaten me right now?
Yeah. And yeah, she's a good actress. Like, just look at the way she's looking at, like, oh, yeah. Ooh, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be on Netflix. So let's take a look at some of the comments for this. Netflix doesn't give the release date there. I love Mila Kunis. She was phenomenal in Cruel Summer. I can't wait for more of her future projects. Yeah, because she took time off to have her family there with Ashton Kutcher, right? Maybe it gives the release date at the end of this. So there's going to be like the younger version of her and the older version of her. What happened in this school way back? Ooh, an explosion. Some kind. And the cinematography looks great. That looks great. This could be like the poster, except maybe you have like the younger version of her in one of the reflections.
Tell you exactly what you want to hear.
Maybe it is. The luckiest girl alive. So she's got it all, and then things kind of fall apart for her. On Netflix, guys. Rated R. October 7th. Okay, there we go. October 7th. Maybe we'll do a full live watch along for that one. Because I like Mila Kunis. And it looks dark, guys. Yeah. Explosions. Somebody's perfect life is about to be unraveled. Hey, that's a cool motif. All right. Something that's not going to be something that's unraveling. Well, maybe it is a little bit for Lily James in a new rom-com called What's Love Got to Do with It? Let's read the synopsis. A cross-cultural romantic comedy by Shekhar Kapoor. Okay. That's a nice synopsis. January 27th. But I'm a Lily James fan. Huge Lily James fan, actually. Who else is in this? Emma Thompson, Taj Atwal, Zadad, Latif, Azim Chaudhry. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to be going into Hindi or not. Hindi culture, it looks like maybe it's going to be a Hindi man and an English woman falling in love, maybe. But I watched the trailer, and I thought I was charmed, actually, because it looks like she's kind of like studying this guy who's gonna have a marriage, and they talk about like it being like an arranged marriage or whatever.
What do you mean?
I'm getting an arranged marriage. Why, assisted marriage?
Assisted marriage is what they call it now. So she's working with him, and of course they fall in love, but he's going to be arranged to get married to somebody else. But I like that exploration of the different cultures coming together. And Lily James, I think, is a fantastic actress. She was good in Yesterday and Downton Abbey, and the trailer I thought was pretty cool. And then, of course, their families don't mix because of cultural reasons and stuff like that. Cinematography looked on point. I guess this is going to be the fiance that he has to marry, but eventually she's going to get her heart broken, right? Because you know how this story ends up. They can't be together, but then in the end, he's going to leave her, the fiance, to be with Lily James. You know how this is all going to go down, right? But it's cool to go through that process. Emma Thompson's in this. It's weird that she didn't get top billing, but anyway, Lily James, she's big enough now. It looks like it's going to draw some some familiar imagery here. This makes me want to. I need to get back on the Mirror Domains India channel and start trying to get that thing going again. But a lot of the trailers and such from a lot of the studios there flag it and get copyright. It's a bummer because I like this culture. I like the movies that they make because look at the vibrancy of everything. Oh man, I need to get back into that because for some reason I miss it. And I hope this movie I hope this movie pays tribute to it instead of kind of like holding their nose up at it. It does look like they're paying tribute to it. So who knows? We'll have to see. And you know what? Maybe she doesn't end up with the guy at the end. Wouldn't that be interesting? Let's take a look at some of the comments. Only 14. Well, this trailer just dropped like 20 minutes before the show, but love that Eli Goulding, Bridget Jones' baby song in the trailer for this film. Always will remind me of the late, okay. How could you have this film and not feature Tina Turner's iconic song? So they're talking about, yeah, because what was the name of this movie? What's Love got to do with it? Yeah. Well, maybe they couldn't secure the rights in time. All right. Well, we'll have to see how this goes. What's the release date for this? January 27th. January 27th, 2023. So it's not a Tina Turner reference. Wonder what's Love got to do with it in the soundtrack. I'm sure an iteration of it's probably going to show up somehow. We'll have to see. All right. That's not all for trailers yet, but we'll talk about one more trailer towards the end of the show here. Let's change into a little bit into some TV stuff here. Coming up for Star Wars, the Acolyte Casting. I also wait for your second channel, sir. Yeah. Me too. All right. Star Wars Acolyte show cast Jodie Turner-Smith. The Acolyte show. Okay, so the Acolyte's ramping up production here, and it looks like they're getting ready for some casting. She joins Amandla Stenberg in the cast. So the Acolyte is going to be taking place in the High Republic era and explore dangerous dark side powers that emerge from that time. Yeah, apparently it's going to be about well, I don't know. I guess it could be about the Sith. It's going to be about the dark side user, a dark side user, the Acolyte of a of a dark side user. So that'll be cool. And apparently it's going to be like a dark side apprentice facing off against a Jedi apprentice. That's what this show is going to be about. Now I know that there's some hesitation as to the show writer and the showrunner Leslie Headland, but I don't pay any mind to that stuff. I know that there's some people out there that want to rag on her for not having enough experience or enough knowledge of Star Wars, or she's got some kind of SJW agenda. I don't pay attention to that BS until we actually see product. So Jodie Turner-Smith here, joining the cast of The Acolyte. Cool. I got nothing wrong with that. What else was Jodie Turner-Smith in here? It's Jodie, right? Yeah, Jodie. It does give a list of her accolades here. She was in Queen and Slim and Anne Boleyn. Well, I wouldn't call Anne Boleyn an acclaimed series. But anyway, it's going to be added to the pantheon of the Star Wars TV stuff that's coming out. So that's cool. It's still an interesting project, especially since it's mostly going to hopefully concentrate on the dark side user and the Sith. I don't know if it's going to be Sith, but I have to see. Amandla Stenberg is the only other cast member. There's Jodie right there. So you know what she looks like. And Amandla Stenberg. Okay. And I think she's going to be the lead. Okay. All right. Or maybe she's going to be the Jedi apprentice. Who knows? Okay. Those are the two cast members confirmed for the Acolyte, guys. What do you think? Are you looking forward to that? I'm sure that the casting now is They're going to start shooting that pretty soon, I think. I think they wanted it out somewhere in 2024. We'll have to see. Maybe late 2023. Because we got Andor coming out now in September here. And then Mandalorian Season 3 comes out early next year. So yeah, that could be next fall, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? All right, we got some horror tidbits here, and we're just going to gloss over these because we'll talk about these more on the Horror Weekly Roundup. But it's a project that I'm really looking forward to, is the new Hellraiser. We got some more gruesome Pinhead details revealed in this image. So we got this image the other day of her looking straight at the camera, and now it looks like we got a profile image of her here. That I exploded up, but I mean the neck work here. Everything is opened up. It's gruesome. It's grotesque, right? And it looks like there's maybe the pins have kind of like a bulb on them instead of them being flattened. Jamie Clayton. I think I love what I'm seeing here. And yeah, the skin below, it's all opened up, and as much as people have said on my YouTube shorts of the reveal, they wanted to see the black leather back, but it doesn't look like we're going to get it. It's just all open skin. Oh, ooh. So maybe that's like it's going to be rated R for gross imagery. But if like the Hell Priest and all the Cenobites, if they don't have black leather on, I'm getting the impression that it could be they're like would be naked, but the privates are going to be like all cut up and stuff and mutilated. So it's going to be like they're really going for it in this. And if you examine this high res image and look at some of the, it only goes down to there, guys. But I'm not going to dwell on it because it is kind of disturbing, as it should be, because they're Cenobites. They're from hell. They come back to get escaped souls from hell through anybody who summons them through the Lament configuration. October 7th on Hulu, guys. So hopefully that'll be on the Disney Plus and international markets. No, it won't be on Disney Plus like Prairie. I don't know, but regardless, it doesn't matter. I'll find a copy somehow, guys, of Hellraiser. And I don't know if we can do a full live watch along with it, because if it's going to be gruesome like this, I might just have to do I might have to record it and then edit it on myself to make sure that all the nudity bits are blurred out. But I love what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing from this. All right. Another cool horror movies tidbit here. Kevin Bacon responds to Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger casting idea. Yeah, apparently Robert Englund pitched Kevin Bacon to play Freddy Krueger. Now that would be an inspired casting. Kevin Bacon, he's always good at playing villains, but he would be under all the prosthetics. That would be, oof. Oh, okay. So, but cool enough, Kevin Bacon responded to this, saying, "Never say never. I mean, never say never. But I really do follow that. There's very few things that I go, nah. You just never know. Because this is a shot from that Tremors reboot that he did that got buried." buried with Tremors. I mean, come on. Yeah, he shot a pilot for a new series, and they just buried it. They didn't let anybody see it because he came back for Tremors. And I wish he had done that in time for when Fred Ward was still with us, because I like Tremors. It's one of my favorite, in the realm of horror movies. You know how I always say that there's like 3 different types. There's like ones that are not scary, and then there's ones that are scary, and then there's ones that I don't even like to talk about because they don't really have a story or narrative to them. But anyway, Tremors is one that's not scary, but it's fun. And Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, those kinds of things, they're not really that scary. They fall into that category too. But him as Freddy Krueger, Yeah, that would be fun. It would be fun. But we're getting a little late in the game for Kevin Bacon to do something like this. Because whenever they do make another Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm sure that they'll want somebody who could be in it for as long as probably Robert Englund had played it. Our Glass Viking says, "How do you eat a burger with that face? With the pinhead face? I don't think they eat food. Well, they're demons, right? Well, not really demons. They're also, people call them angels because they come out of hell to bring souls, escaped souls, back to hell. So that's why some people see them as angels. Yeah. Eat a burger. Yeah. Ooh. And then somebody was saying that these things on the neck are part of the puzzle box. I don't know about that. Maybe. Who knows? We'll have to see how that goes. All right, guys. We're rounding out here. Final trailer of the day. It's not in the show notes. For Lyle the Crocodile. It's a kids movie, guys. And here's the reason why I don't talk about kids movies that much. I know that it gets views. But here's why. See? Comments turned off. With kids stuff, I just talked about horror movies. I just showed you Pinhead. So I don't want to draw in the crowd for, I don't swear on the show or anything like that, but we do talk about horror stuff. So it's not really appropriate for kids to be watching a show where they'll find it boring anyway, talking about Brad Pitt and Babylon. But I just want to acknowledge, the first trailer for Lyle Crocodile is out there. I'm not the go-to. Scoot McNairy. He's going to be in that Mila Kunis movie that we just saw. Okay. All right. Well, Javier Bardem is going to be in this. Okay. Yeah, it's a kid's movie. You know what it is? Yeah. Shawn Mendes as Lyle. All right. Lyle Crocodile, guys. Kevin's face is too perfect to destroy, yeah. But he's good at playing villains. He really is. Like in The River Wild, Cop Car. What was that kid's movie? He was in Sleepers? Sleepers, he was the bad guy in that too, wasn't he? All right, let's take a look at the old... where were we at? 12:52. So let me just pull up the old Twitterverse here and make sure that the page loads properly, and we'll see if we missed any big headlines of the day. See if there's anything else trending out there that perhaps we missed. And I'm still cogitating as to what my thumb or what my short of the day will be. I'm thinking it will be the Beverly Hills Cop thing, or I'll take a look for the She-Hulk thing here. Teaser for tomorrow. Get that prepped. I did enjoy that. Doing the teaser reaction for the next week's episode, and hopefully when people watch that playlist, then they get to see what my anticipation levels are, because that's what helps build the story. What do we got here? Not much. Jodie Comer is going to be Sue Storm. Is it? We just talked about Jodie Comer in The End We Start From. It's probably just speculation. Yeah, it's more speculation. It's not confirmed. All right. Who's that guy dancing with the croc in Lyle? I don't know. Let's take a look at that again. Where was that? All right, where was that dancing scene? That's not Javier though, right? Is that Javier Bardem? It could be, because he's in this, right? It is Javier Bardem. Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. Anton Chigurh himself. That's what is so fantastic. He can do something like this. He can be the Bond villain. He could be something so sinister like Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. Cool. All right, let's go over to the Twitterverse and see what's shaking. We'll round out the show for today. Eva Mendes on why she quit acting. I got tired fighting for the good roles. There was a point where I thought I'm going to create my own opportunities and become a producer and create my own material, but it didn't feel worth it to me. Oh, bummer. You know what? I liked her work, though. I liked her work. But she took time off to have a family with Ryan Gosling. So, but I hope she comes back like Mila Kunis. Come back. Take smaller roles. Build up your resume again. Get that feel back for it. What's it like to step into a character on screen? I think Eva Mendes, I hope she comes back. I hope she does. What's this? The trailer for The Good Nurse has dropped on Netflix. Okay, with one of my favorite actresses, Jessica Chastain, the Strawberry Blonde, and Eddie Redmayne, it looks like. Strawberry Blonde. Jessica Chastain.
Do you remember Anna Martinez?
I don't know what this is about, so maybe we'll check this one out tomorrow, guys. It looks like this just dropped. The Good Nurse for Netflix. Yeah, we'll check that out tomorrow. Samara Weaving, Eric Dane, and Ray Nicholson star in comedic thriller Borderline. It centers on a helplessly romantic sociopath who escapes from a mental institution. Oh, good. And invades a home in the 90s pop superstar. What the heck? In a 90s pop superstar. So a guy escapes a mental institution and she's going to play a 90s pop star? Shades of, real life events, maybe. Maybe. Bummer. Good cast, though. Samara Weaving. Yeah. Cool. What's this? Andra Kendrick to direct and star in true crime thriller The Dating Game. Well, you can't go wrong with Andra Kendrick. She's multi-talented, great actress, great singer, and you get the impression all around that she's just fun. You watch some of her interviews and stuff. Yeah. Like, she's easy to work with. You never hear bad things about her. Never. And she's getting behind the camera. Kudos. I like to hear that. All right. What's this? DraftKings. Adrian Warren. Lashana Lynch. Oh, okay. These must be actors in that upcoming Woman King, which I heard that these women had to go through some brutal training with Viola Davis. The Woman King is coming out soon. Yeah, there's Viola. So yeah, this must be ramping up materials for that release. New stills from My Policeman. Okay. All right. We've seen that. The Woman King. Yeah, there you go. Essence. Where they all play like warriors that thwart some attack on their village. It sounds brutal. Like the fight scenes in this. Trailer for My Policeman, we saw that. House of the Dragon has 113 times the average demand of all series globally. Okay. Where there's Rhaenyra. Just after the hunt with the stag, right? Hey guys, if you haven't been watching it, it's probably House of the Dragon is so well done. You can tell watching it. It's so well written. It's so well crafted. Good acting. Alcock was her name, right? Millie Alcock plays Rhaenyra. Time jumps, though. Time jumps give me a little bit of pause, and I hope they handle them well. The poster for The Good Nurse. Okay. Ooh, it's McDonald's time, is it? What's your favorite burger at McDonald's? I guess mine would have to be the Quarter Pounder or the Big Mac. I don't mind the Big Mac. I stay away from the Filet-O-Fish. I don't knock anybody who likes it. Okay, so we got those pictures from Babylon, and I think that brings us around full circle, right, guys? Nothing. If there was something big and huge, we would have gotten it. Damien Chazelle. Yeah, Babylon will be the big topic of the day, but it's not big enough for me to make a short from because I don't think a lot of people will notice it. Morbius is now streaming on Netflix. Should we watch Morbius? The thing is that Jared Leto tries with these roles. He really tries. Like, he tried with the Joker. He was trying something different. He's kind of they haven't been able to fully utilize his full strengths yet. I don't think they haven't been able to capture it. So Netflix, Morbius. Maybe on the weekend we'll get to it. We'll have to see. Because I got some things I need to do this afternoon. First look, Comer. And tomorrow we got She-Hulk, and then on Friday we got Rings of Power. Okay, so there's Jodie Comer. Could you see her as Wonder Woman, though? Or, sorry, as the Invisible Woman? Could you see her as Invisible Woman? Yeah. It depends on what age Mr. Fantastic's going to be, though. There's the trailer for What's Love Got to Do with It? And I think that's pretty much it, guys. Funny Girl. Jennifer Lawrence says she's had the most fun on the Hunger Games. Yeah, she's back doing interviews. And she did an interview, too, where she talked about some of the political stuff going on in the United States. And I was going to talk about that, but didn't want to drag that stuff in. So I respect her for talking about that stuff, too. That's why I love Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's awesome. Because she doesn't care what people say about her. Dan Lin is no longer in talks for DC, Warner Bros. Discovery, whatever. Not a huge story. If it's not confirmed, if he's not in talks, then it's not what. Yeah, why address it? So then there's the Spitgate story again. It's a ridiculous claim. It never happened. Yeah, I don't know about these long. Whatever. All right, so let's end it there with the Babylon things, guys. That's pretty much the way that it's been today in the realm of movie and entertainment news. If we miss any big news headlines, it'll be on tomorrow's show. If not, if a huge trailer drops, like perhaps any moment a Black Adam trailer could drop, maybe. If it does, stay tuned for the immediate reaction. That'll be up on the channel ASAP. If not, join us in a few moments on the Facebook Live post show, where we'll talk about some of these headlines. I'll whip out the old guitar again. I messed up yesterday. I used OBS to go to the website to hit the live button. So I streamed a live post show yesterday on a site that I don't use that much. So there's just like a live show out there. Don't worry, I'll set it up properly today. The live show will be on the main Mirror Domains Facebook page. That's why I don't like using Facebook. Facebook is just... but I know I should build up my audience on there too. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow for more movie news. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow for the She-Hulk and on Rings of Power on Friday. And post show in a few moments, guys. See you there.